Bum 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 bum. Hi, I'm Abby.
And I'm Amy.
And this is the AA meeting. Hello and welcome back, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We hope you've been well.
Yeah, I love that singing thing has just kind of become a regular.
What was it before?
Like, did we just say the AA meeting? How boring.
So boring.
So boring.
Anyway, we hope you're all well. Doing your thing, working your magic.
Yeah, we've got a special app today.
What is it? It'd be November.
Yeah, something like that.
Gosh, the Christmas season is upon us.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, y'all.
Yeah.
What's the thing from that Will Ferrell movie? Merry Christmas, Santa fuck, or something like that.
Merry Dickmas Santa cock.
That's it. I was a bit off.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, we hope you well. Today is a whole episode of what we like to call Agree
To Disagree.
Nice.
Nice. So, I mean, obviously this topic is talked about widely, but we did see an episode of Sam and Izzy's podcast Just for Girls. It was Sam and her boyfriend Caleb, and they did an episode of reading like questions and statements and then saying whether they agree or disagree and then talking about it. So we thought it'd be fun to do a little special episode
Yeah,
just like that
absolutely.
with an AA twist.
And hopefully not get ourselves cancelled.
Yes.
This is a safe space. Okay, guys? We're going to share our opinions.
Yeah.
And if you disagree, that's okay. We'll agree to disagree.
Yeah. Have we rolled the intro yet?
I don't think we have.
Oh, okay. Should we do that? And then we can get into the episode. Okay. Roll the intro. Bum 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 bum.
This is the AA meeting. Welcome to our podcast.
Fuck. I said the.
So the first one is cancel culture good for society?
Should we say our answer after 3?
Well, mine's a... Okay, yeah, let's. 1, 2, 3.
Disagree.
No, but... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I disagree. I don't think it's good, but... Like, I think it's great that we, like, hold people accountable for, like, saying the wrong... Particularly people who, like, are in the public eye and, like, have other people looking to them for, like, advice. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, if it's, like, a 20-something-year-old girl who has, like, young girls looking up to her, like, yes, she should be careful what she says. But, like, I don't think we should ruin someone's career because they made a mistake. Like, imagine if...
It's even, like, because you didn't get all the details.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's just, like, it's gone to a point where it's just, like...
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And, like, I think quite often about, like... Obviously, we're not big time. But, like, I reckon every time I post a TikTok... And, yes, like, sometimes it's, like, I'm trying to get reactions from people because I know that we're going to get engagement. But, like, sometimes I'm like, is there any way that this can come back and bite us in 5 or 10 years? You know, because, and, like, of course it's, like, good that we think that way. But, like, I don't think we should, like, be scared that our careers will end because of a joke we made 5 or 10 years ago. Like,
yes.
The thing that got me was, remember there was that one about Billie Eilish. She said, I think it was, like, a racial slur.
Right.
On a video when she was like 11 or something. I don't think I've got all the details right there, but
no, but that similar situation happens a lot.
Yeah, and it's like, imagine if everything you've ever said or done was documented. Like, I'm sure that you've also said some things that a lot of people wouldn't agree with, and I'm not standing up for her, but like,
no, it's just more that hers was like,
yeah,
because she's in the public eye, it was recorded and put out there.
Yeah. So I think that it's really awful and we shouldn't ruin people's careers based on...
And especially like things like where you don't have the full story.
Yeah.
And then someone comes out and says the full story and you're like, oh, reverse cancel. Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That happens a lot.
It's just like so quick to...
Yeah, it can happen like literally overnight.
Yeah. Obviously if they like say something inappropriate and then keep it going and don't understand why it's a problem, that's a different story.
Cancel
you
them.
know, like like if they're genuinely a bad person or like, you know, shouldn't be allowed to speak publicly, that's different. But like if it's a boo-boo, everyone makes boo-boos. I make boo-boos all the time.
Boo-boo. Honey boo-boo child. All right, what about this one a little lighter?
Mm-hmm.
Is binge watching good for you?
It makes me hot girl depressed.
Yeah. So you know how we talked about that on Sunday? We were talking about that.
Yeah.
And then Monday, I was supposed to like edit all these podcast things. I did nothing. I sat on this couch right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't binge watching, but I was on TikTok for about 5 hours.
I reckon that makes me feel worse. Like when I'm on TikTok for ages, I feel worse about myself.
And I couldn't get out of
something.
it.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like literally, this sounds so stupid, but I could not bring myself to stand up and like do something.
No, I get it.
And I needed to pee.
Yeah.
Like almost the whole time. Like I couldn't even bring myself to snap out of it and go have a wee. Like it was just.
Yeah, I do that all the time. And then I'll be like, okay, I have to put it down. I'm going to watch 2 more TikToks and then I'm going to put it down. And I do that.
Whee!
I put it down. I'll do something else for 2 minutes. And then suddenly I'm watching TikTok and I'm like, how did I get here?
Yeah. You
like
black
it's actually
out.
an addiction.
Anyway, so no, it's terrible for you.
Yeah.
I really want to delete TikTok and be one of those girls that doesn't go on it, but I just can't do that.
Where would we get all that information from?
Exactly.
Like everything.
And our
I ever do,
personalities and like,
exactly.
you know.
Like I went out for coffee yesterday in an area I've never been before. I asked TikTok where
Yeah, I
should
don't
go.
Google. I search on TikTok.
Yeah. Because it's always better information.
Yep, and you can see photos of things,
Yeah.
videos. Yeah. That was like my whole like Europe research was on TikTok.
On TikTok, yeah.
Okay. All right, what about this one? Should humans consume dairy milk?
Hmm.
Should we agree or disagree? So it'll be, let's do humans should consume dairy milk.
Well, hold on, because I don't really know. Is it like, does it hurt them?
The cow?
Yeah. And where would the milk go if we didn't? To the carbs? Wouldn't there be too much? Or no, I suppose evolution, they've probably got extra milk now because they're being...
They have them on machines, like non-stop pumping
obviously,
them.
if it's cruel.
Of course it's cruel. Look how much milk there is in the world.
Yeah, okay.
3, 2, 1. Disagree. Not so obviously like I don't eat meat because of the animal cruelty, but like, and I don't drink milk either, not specifically because of the animal cruelty part of it. Like obviously there is animal cruelty part of it.
But because it's cruel to me.
because yeah, it doesn't agree with me. But also because personally, I just don't think that we should be drinking milk. Like, I don't know, you might have a different opinion and so will other people, but personally my opinion is like I don't think that we should be drinking like that milk that's supposed to be for their baby.
Yeah.
You know? And like there's a
Yeah.
reason that we stopped drinking breast milk from our
That's true.
mums. Like why are we stealing breast milk from another species and continually drinking it?
That's true. I've never thought about this before. to be
Really?
honest. Yeah.
I just think it's weird.
It is a bit.
It would make more sense for us to drink breast milk from
yeah.
women.
What does dairy do again? It's good for your calcium.
Calcium, but you can get calcium in leafy greens and all this other shit, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Like, people
Yeah.
are going to be like, oh, where are you going to get your... Well,
Your calcium.
for those of us that get tummy aches from cow's milk anyway,
Yeah.
we seem to
I
be
just
fine.
think that like, yeah, you just don't really need it.
That's fair. Oh, actually, can we do... I'm making this up right now,
Yeah.
but the Victoria's Secret debate, have you seen all of this?
The fashion show?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we talk about how we feel about it, or will we get cancelled?
We can talk about it.
I think we can too.
So wait, what's going on at the moment? I know it was cancelled because they kind of like refused to include...
So then, yes, so they refused to, and then everyone was mad at them. So then they came out this year and they did one,
Yes.
all inclusive. There were people with disabilities, whatever. Excuse me. But it wasn't a Victoria's Secret Angels fashion show. It just wasn't. It was just this other fashion show that they did. Like, and so everyone now is coming out and being like, look, you can hate me for saying this, but like some things are supposed to be exclusive.
Yes.
You know, like the reason that like those like big Ivy League colleges are like so like such a dream for people is because they're hard to get into. Like, and yes, like I fell into the trap as fast as every other young girl watching that and being like, I wish.
And being
I
like,
looked
yeah,
that.
that's the standard of beauty.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Like, but I think there's a way to like find a balance between like young girls watching that and not letting them think that.
Yes.
But then also like it is supposed to be unattainable. Like they're supposed
to be angels.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be these like long-limbed, slim, like creatures that you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know that sounds weird, but like,
and genuinely like that is genetic. Like, yes, they look after themselves and they train really hard and whatever, but like there's no amount of training that's going to make my body look like that. And I know that because I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
You know, like, and so I think, but then people are kind of saying they think that they've deliberately made it really shit.
So they can go back to normal.
And if that's the case, then that's awful.
That's awful. Some reverse marketing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's supposed to be exclusive. Like if everyone had a superpower, then no one would have a superpower, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay, this is not really an agree to disagree, but you're free to disagree with me on it.
Yeah.
I think that anyone who works in a pharmacy and deliberately makes you feel bad for buying contraceptive
the morning after pill
should get a written warning. Genuinely. Like, I'm not saying they should lose their jobs, but I'm saying that it should actually be like punishable that they like are rude to people in that situation.
They should go through training.
I agree.
Because it could be like I mean, I don't know how much of this week we'll keep in, but like yes, us, how do I explain it? I don't know. We've just forgotten to use something else, so we're going in for the backup, you know?
Yeah.
But like it could have been something really bad, the situation.
Exactly. They don't know the circumstances.
And if you're making that poor girl feel in any way uncomfortable, then that's a serious problem.
Yeah. It's similar to like, I've never been in this situation, but like I have friends who have not been and done the backup plan stuff and then have gotten to a point where they're like, okay, we need to do something about this, and have been made to feel awful by like doctors and like, you know, and it's like the doctor doesn't know the circumstances. They don't sit there and ask you the details.
Yes.
As they shouldn't, because it's none of their business. But like, I just think it's awful when like people are trying to make adult decisions about their bodies or whatever and are made to feel bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, written warnings is my proposal.
Murder is mine.
Okay. I was going to say that, but
okay, what about money makes you happy? Is that the right word? What's the phrase?
Money can buy happiness?
Yeah. Would you agree or disagree?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1.
Agree.
I don't know. Agree.
Okay, but here's my thing.
Okay, no, I was going to say agree, but I was going to say why. That's why I said I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, one, like I'm a Povo uni student, so obviously I think that I'd be happier if I had money. But I don't think, like, I think the whole money can't buy happiness thing, I think that's like, if you're relying solely on money to make you happy, then like you need other things to fulfill you.
Yeah.
Like you need connections to people and relationships and whatever. But like you can't freaking tell me that Elon Musk isn't happier than someone living in a third world country. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that like what you just said, of course it's, I don't know. It's just like money can't buy you happiness, but it can get you pretty darn close, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be a lot happier on a jet ski.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can't go to therapy without money. So if you're unhappy.
Exactly.
And poor, then you're fucked.
But I understand it to the point of like you have so much money that like imagine like I was going to go to shops today and I was going to get some things from Glassons and I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't spend my money that way.
Yeah.
But if I did just buy a couple little things to treat myself, then like, and it didn't break the bank or anything like that, then like that would make me feel good.
Yeah.
Like that would make me happy, like buying those things.
Yeah.
So I think that like to a point, if you had the money that you could spend to treat yourself or even treat your loved ones, I think that yes, that can buy happiness. But obviously if you have like copious amounts of money where you're buying big things and they're not like bringing you joy because you're just so used to buying it, then obviously that's not buying you happiness, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. I don't think it's that rich people are unhappy. I think it's that they're unfulfilled because
they're so used to it.
Yeah.
There's nothing
and it
new.
Doesn't, yeah. Like that's why you need other things that make you happy.
Like when I was younger and I was like, I'm going to be rich when I'm older. And I was like, and I want a really big house and I want blah, blah, blah. Like, and then now when I'm a little bit older, I'm like, obviously I still want to be rich, but like, I don't want a 12 bedroom, 18 bathroom house. Like you don't, the excess, like I don't need 8 cars because all the Kardashians have 8 cars each.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You just need little things that are gonna make you happy.
Yeah.
They might like cost a little bit more money. Like even, I don't know if you remember, but like the YouTuber phase where it was like, what's in my closet or closet tour. It was just
crazy
a store.
Yeah.
Even handbags.
Yeah.
Walls of handbags, walls of shoes. And I used to be like, I want that.
Yeah.
But it's just too much.
I think that I would get so overwhelmed if even now if I feel like there's too much stuff in one place, I'll start getting rid of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but I think that it's good that like minimalism is becoming a trend.
Yes.
You know, which is good. And it's like making people think more about like how much stuff they're collecting. It's starting to rain.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, short answer is I reckon it would make me pretty happy to win the lottery. So
yeah,
that's that.
Me too. We might sound shallow for that, but I don't know.
It is what it is.
They would too. Like people, if people are in our people off camera would say that they agree.
Yeah.
But people on camera, not many people would agree on camera.
Yeah.
Even if they agreed off camera.
We're just like really down to earth and
we're not fake bitches.
We're not fake bitches.
No.
I was going to say too, like, if you've been in a position where like, and this is something that a lot of people go through, but like, and obviously a lot of people go through a lot worse than we have, but like, we've both been in that stage where like you're young and you're living out of home and it's like, how the fuck am I going to pay my rent? And then you like stay up, like you can't sleep because you're stressed about money. And it's like I think that I would be sleeping a lot better if I had a couple extra zeros in my bank account.
Yes.
You know? So at the very least, it would take some stress off.
Yeah. Agreed. What about this? Vaping. Should it be banned? Oh
yeah, okay.
3, 2, 1.
Agree. Oh, I thought you were going to disagree. I thought we were going to have a disagreement on this one.
No, I'm kind of waiting for us to have some beef.
Yeah, I know. What the heck? We need to start picking things that we know we have different opinions on. Yeah, I think the fact that kids are doing it is like really concerning.
Yeah. And then, so I was watching a TikTok and this lady was like working at a dentistry convention, literally handing out flyers. But at the convention, the dentists and orthodontists and all these people who were really high up in their field were doing talks, and they were talking about the effects of vaping on your oral health and how like it's actually like so much worse than cigarettes. And not only vaping, it's like secondhand vaping and thirdhand vaping is just as bad.
Oh, don't tell me that. Bloody everyone I know except for you and our close friends. But like, you know, like at uni and stuff, it's like everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's terrible. But the secondhand is more constant. Like if your partner is constantly vaping, but they're not vaping outside, they're vaping inside.
Aren't they bringing in all this legislation about it now though? Like apparently they're not making them flavored anymore, and like I mean,
it's like
people are still going to find a way to get
it's because it just took off so quick and no one really knew what it was. And I just think it's so much worse than cigarettes because it's so concentrated nicotine, and also apparently because it's like aerosol pumped or something like that. Apparently that's terrible for your insides.
Can we actually do a shit we don't understand about how
How
a vape works?
Yeah, we so could.
Because I've never thought about it.
But I just can't imagine how.
Yeah.
Imagine in 5 years and people start coming out about like all this research comes out. Excuse me, about like
the long-term
effects. Like people are gonna die. I know that sounds terrible, but like
I see stuff on TikTok all the time about people hospitalized because and they're like 16.
Yeah. Or people who literally like they can't breathe properly like anymore, or like I think I told you, but did you see Emma Chamberlain? Do you listen to her podcast? Okay, so maybe 2 or 3 months ago, she made an episode saying I'm addicted to nicotine, and she's been addicted to nicotine for 5 years.
I saw bits on TikTok of her talking about it. Yeah,
and so she was like, and I've hit it so well, blah blah blah. But like, and she talks about it for so long, or not so, but like she talks about her experience with it, and it just sounds terrible.
Yeah,
and then she made another episode maybe like a month ago about her like, because now she's finally ready like to quit, and so she's like telling us ways she's implementing trying to quit.
That's cool.
And holding herself accountable for it. But like she hid it for so long that she said that it's just like this thing and she just needs it. Like it's a terrible thing.
Yeah, it's scary. Oh, okay. How do we feel about parents putting their kids all over social media? Or making a social media for their kids.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
And then the captions are like the kid talking.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad took me to the park today.
Yeah.
No. Do you mean like family YouTube channel or like they're just filming their kid and posting it on TikTok?
Like kind of both, but the thing that sparked it was because I do a lot of like promo work. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the podcast before. And usually it's like brand activation. So like the brand will run this event launching their new product and they need like staff for it. And I've done a couple now, and it's like this year more so than any other year that if it's like a kids event, like I did one for Lego, I did one for this doll company the other day, and the first few hours of the activation are for influencer kids. And so like the mum comes with her iPhone and the kid comes up and does the activation, and we have to be really nice to them, and obviously we would be anyway, but like and the mum films us with the kid and then posts it on social media, and like they get invited to it, and yeah, it's like a whole thing. Like it's this kid's job to do social media, and she like the other day they were like 8.
That shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah. Isn't it scary?
That's so wrong.
Isn't it? And like the kid doesn't
have a choice.
Yeah, nor do they know really what it is, because like they've been born into like it's like so common now. But like I think that they should be given a choice as to whether or not they want the face out there for the world to see. Also, there are so many weirdos on the internet.
Yeah.
I had one the other week who was like sending me all these DMs, and then I looked at his account and it was like these like videos of like his shadow and him with his bits out. And then he started stalking my mum and liked every photo that I was in. Like it was getting really creepy.
God.
So I blocked him.
Yeah.
I think he messaged the podcast too.
Did you report him?
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got a thing back from Instagram saying that they weren't going to delete his account. And I was like, clearly you haven't actually looked at it.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. Anyway, like there are so many weirdos on the internet, you know, and I just think that like I'm going to let my kids decide when they want stuff up there. Also, like you can't tell me that a kid doesn't have the same reaction to like a photo of themselves that we do. Like as in like I'll see a photo of myself and be like, oh, that's awful. I hope no one ever sees it. Like you can't tell me a kid doesn't feel the same way. And if they're feeling that at a younger age, then I can't imagine how it's going to be in a few years, you know? Anyway.
Excuse me. I think it's fine. Like I see funny videos all the time on my TikTok of like kids saying some funny things or like doing something funny with the animal or the kid falls over or something. That's fine.
Yeah.
But that influencer thing or having like a family channel where you're constantly posting them, it's just like, that's just very wrong, I find.
Oh, and I always think about like if my parents had a family YouTube channel and they were like taking videos of me at my awkward phase. Like I would,
I'd be so embarrassed.
yeah.
Kids don't really have awkward phases these days now.
No, that's true because of the internet.
Yeah.
But you know who I love? There's this woman on TikTok. I'm sure you've seen her before, and she does. She's like beautiful, and she's got these 2 young kids, and she does like things my 5-year-old said this week, and it's like her saying it as the 5-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And if ever she's got, like, sometimes at the end she'll put receipts, and it's like the video of her kid doing it, but she'll blur out his face or whatever.
Okay,
and she's like come out and said like, I'm not going to put my kids out there like without them understanding what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which I think is good.
That's
you know?
like, you know, that teacher, the primary school teacher, the male one. And Ben, no, what's
calls
his name?
everyone Bud or something.
The
got
B
kinda long
team. Like, he's got long hair. Kind of looks
Yeah.
like when the beast turns human.
Yeah, he's
Beauty
a
and
bit
the
Byron
Beast.
Bay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's great because also, like, with what we're saying, you know how there's teachers and they post the students? I still think it's wrong when a teacher's filming themselves
Yeah.
and they're speaking to the class and you can hear the kid's voice. You don't have permission from those kids' parents or
Yeah.
like, I think that's wrong. But he does it really well because he does a similar thing to that lady. He reenacts
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really sweet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay, to finish, we thought we'd hit you with a really hard one.
Yeah. These are the serious topics.
Yeah. Is soup considered a meal or a drink?
Mm-hmm. And let's say it has to be like not soup with chunky bits in it.
No, it's like tomato soup.
Yeah. Like pumpkin soup.
Yeah. Oh, let's do pumpkin. Now, it's a glorified smoothie.
It is. It's a warm smoothie.
It's a smoothie in a bowl.
Yeah. I would go so far as to say, is this woman filming us?
Should we wave?
I don't think so.
She's probably filming the rain or the trees or something.
I would go so far as to say the answer depends on what it's served in. If you give me soup in a mug, that's a hot smoothie. If you give me
Yeah.
soup in a bowl, that's dinner.
Okay. I wouldn't. Oh, no. So I was going to say I wouldn't consider soup dinner. That's an entree.
Okay, what if it has bread?
But I have my. Oh, yeah. My mum makes soup for me and brings it to Sydney every time she comes to Sydney. And then I have that for dinner. But I put rice
yeah, okay.
or like sometimes I do pasta
Yum.
like to fill it out a bit because I don't consider it a dinner unless you have a bowl that's like a pot.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not enough for
No,
you.
it's true. It's like acai bowls. It's satisfying at the time and then 10 minutes later you're hungry again.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wait, so what's your final answer?
So I'm saying that if it's a food, it's an entree. It's not a main course.
Mm-hmm.
If we go to a restaurant and there's soup as the main course, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And then you know how you can get a cup of soup?
Mm-hmm.
That's a smoothie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smoothie for a cold day.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of leaning more towards it's a drink or it's a first course. You know, it's not
Yeah.
food.
That's fair.
What about you?
I think I'm leaning towards meal because I'm also thinking like a baby food is just like pureed food. And like there's more food in it than there is liquid, usually, unless you have a really watery, dumb soup, in which case that's a drink and it's also
That's a drink with
devils.
bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning towards meal, but again, if it's in a cup, I'm calling it a drink. If it's in a little tiny bowl, still a drink. If it's in a decent sized bowl, it's a
What
meal.
if it's in a bowl, but the bowl is quite tall? Slim and tall.
Oh, gotcha, like a big cup.
Yeah. Like, what if it's a bowl
Well, then it's
like
like
this?
it's like that would be too big to be a smoothie. So that's a meal.
No, but it's narrow and tall,
Oh.
almost like a glass, but it's in bowl material.
Okay, so it's ceramic, but the size of a large smoothie.
And it's served with a spoon and a straw.
Oh. And it's smooth. Does it have any garnishes? It's got a bit of basil on top.
Bit of cheese.
Do I have bread on the side?
You can have bread on the side.
If there's bread, it's a meal.
Okay, no bread.
Drink. I'm using the straw.
Ew, imagine like drinking soup from a straw. There you go, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, to our special episode.
Yeah.
We've got one more special episode coming at the end of the year, which I feel like you guys might know what it is, but we won't tell you.
Yeah. Wonder how cancelled we're going to get, despite trying to convince everyone that no one should ever be cancelled.
What do you mean? Just in general cancelled?
Yeah, just for this episode. Do you think we've ruffled any feathers?
I don't think so.
Me neither. It's not
The most ruffling was that Victoria's Secret one, but I feel like a lot of people are thinking it but not saying it.
I've seen a lot of TikToks of people saying
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't
Well, we're
think
fine
alone.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's just about all we have. Do all that stuff we always tell you to do. If you're new here and you don't know what the fuck we're talking about, then this probably shouldn't have been your first episode anyway. So you're fucked anyway.
You started on the wrong foot. It's your own fault. Don't blame us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure you guys buy our merch, buy our pre-loved clothing on our website. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Be sure to send in your Icotic sticky... Oh, we don't do sticky dates.
No, but if you want to bring it back,
I
send
miss
us
those.
some. I do too. That was my favourite segment.
It was so funny. But yeah, any content suggestions, anything you guys want to see from us, just send us a little cheeky DM on Instagram.
Yeah. And if it's like, for example, sticky dates, like it's not actually a segment anymore, but if you send us a good one, like we're going to include
We'll
it.
include it.
Yeah.
It's like a sub segment.
Yeah.
Like we'll sub it in if it's good enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for us today, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks. Bye, besties, and stay sexy. Bum 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 bum.
This is the AA meeting. Welcome to our podcast.
Fuck. I said the.